ready? We got to take care of the nutritious stuff first. First of all, everyone did their homework, right? We got water recorded. I will check that at the end. How many of you implemented some of those tools? Is there anybody? I know there's a few that were talking about how they were drinking more water. All right, good. So look, we're gonna break down a few different things today, okay? This is probably gonna be the lesson plan that you want to hear because this is the one item that everybody talks about. So when you think about gaining muscle, what's the first thing you try to drink? Protein shakes, okay. All right, so today we're gonna talk about protein, all right? We're gonna break this thing down a little bit and then I'm gonna teach you exactly how it works inside the body, how to get the most from your protein, and then how you can utilize it for sports performance, okay? So first thing is, protein is a basic macronutrient. How many calories is there per 1 gram of protein? 4, thank you. 4 calories per 1 gram of protein. Here's how it works. Protein burns at twice the rate of what the value is, which means if you ingest 1 gram of protein and it's 4 calories, it will take 8 calories to burn that 1 gram. So a higher in protein diet is really fast to help burn up fat tissue, but also promote as much muscle as possible. Does everybody get that? It's pretty good tip. So protein. That is a real big part of building muscle and keeping your body protected. There's a lot of athletes that will have a lot of injuries. So when you feel like your rotator cuff is giving you issues, when you feel like your knees are giving you issues, my catcher's taking a beating back there, if you want to recover faster, you need to increase your protein. If you want to feel better, you need to increase your protein. If you want to get the most out of your performance, you need to increase your
protein.
Protein, okay. All right, so big thing is protein does have different sourcing. Now I need you to really pay attention here because this is about to screw you up. Protein has different levels, okay? All protein is not created equal, it's not the same, all right? So at the baseline of what protein is, we have what makes protein, which is called what?
Amino acids.
Thank you. So I'm gonna put aminos, so aminos right here, okay? So aminos is at the base. So I put that on a tree for a reason, okay? The soil for a tree, all the nutrients that's there is kind of what's the baseline for a muscle too. We need to have as many aminos as possible while keeping it fed through the body appropriately with which was the first lesson plan, so water, okay? This is why I teach you this in this way, because I need your water to be right for your protein to act right. Because if we water the tree and we give it the right nutrients as the base, then the tree can grow. You following that? We couldn't make it any easier. All right, now this is probably tell you how long I've been teaching this mess, so I can figure out so many different ways to do it. How many of you guys like cars? Pretty good, man. I could do this with cars too. It's pretty neat. So aminos. So if our amino acids that comes from protein, if that level is up high enough and we have enough water, this should be a good base. So what proteins gives you really good structure for amino profile?
Chicken.
Chicken. Right? Chicken's gonna be number 1. All right, and we talked about what the difference between fried chicken or chicken you get from somewhere that's been pan-seared and then put on the grill and looks like it has grill marks to make you think it's grilled. And it's not usually what's what restaurants do because they want to get it to temperature quick. So for my Chick-fil-A junkies,
bang,
I'm talking to you. It's not going to be the same. It's not going to give you as good of an amino profile. All right, so once you start doing those things, it breaks down the aminos, so it'll screw you up a little bit. Big thing here, right, with chicken, you're gonna have a big, heavy dose of aminos. Your body's gonna be ready to build off of that. We're good. What's the next one? Fish. Fish is gonna be next on the list. Fish in a variety, okay? Do not just eat tuna. Do not just eat salmon. Do not just eat flounder. Like, find different fish that you can eat to benefit your body. These aminos will make the jump, okay? They will make the jump. These things are also very, very important for, fish is extremely important for something else, which I talked about in the beginning, okay? I talked about how our body goes from the brain and how it sends a signal to the muscle. Do you remember what that word was called? Anybody? I'll tell you what we're going to
start with.
No. It starts with an M. Myelin. Myelin. Okay? If you remember me talking about that in the beginning, that's that coating of your nervous system that sends your brain tissue. It sends a signal. So I see something off a bat, boom, reaction time. I can go, now I'm reacting. That's how you get to a ball faster, by muscle memory. And if we're going to teach the body to do that, we need to go slow and not fast so the body can have pain and remember. Right? That's some deep tissue stuff. So that myelin tissue is a heavy fatty coating, and that fattiness that's there around that coat, fish helps promote that. So not only are you getting all these amino profiles, but now you're getting that in conjunction with helping to promote the nervous system, which is going to make you 10 times better of a baseball player. Now, if I was to stop right there and said, all right, if I was looking for anything else from here, I probably would add something like steak. Okay? I'd add some turkey, steak, whatever have you. But honestly, if I was talking about as a raw athlete, my 1-2 punch, because I'm not going to dive into the other ones today, because I got to keep it somewhat short and basic, but I need you guys to eat as much fish and chicken. And what does a fish, chicken lay?
Eggs.
All right, and so what do you think?
Eggs.
Eggs, man. Eggs. Eggs is a power food. We got to eat as many eggs as possible as well. There is a difference between the spongy eggs you find at Subway and the eggs you cook at home. Have you ever noticed that egg don't look right?
Nope.
Man, that thing don't even act right. Man, I've never seen some of these eggs, they don't even go bad. You ever see a McDonald's French fry sit in the bottom of a car?
Yeah.
So I got a quick story for you. So if you ever want to know, when my kids were younger, this was probably one of my favorite stories I get to tell, which I'm gonna give you the cliff notes and make it short. Look, I haven't eaten McDonald's in forever. Okay, when was the last time?
25 years.
Thank you. 25 years ago since I've had McDonald's. So here's the truth. Ready? My kids were begging for McDonald's. They were very young. It was about 40 degrees outside. I don't even know how to use a drive-thru. All right, I pull up to this box and this lady's talking to me through a box, and I'm like, I don't want to talk to this lady through this thing. I'm like, can I just come see you face to face and order? And then the smell of it is disgusting. So I pull up, I don't know how to order. I get my kids these Happy Meals. I tell them they need to ride with it with their hands outside the vehicle. The little Happy Meal is just flapping in the wind all the way back home because the smell is about to make me throw up. The crap is nasty. I can't believe you guys eat this stuff. And so we get back to the house, their little fingertips are like frozen solid. All right, and then they go to eat their little Happy Meals, and lo and behold, we got to heat it up because now they're ice. And so we heat up the Happy Meals. My kids had the apple slices because I told them they need to have something healthy from it. I don't care what it is, you got to have it. Open up the apple slices. My daughter takes a bite because my kids are not really exposed to any of that fast food stuff. She took a bite and she goes, "Daddy, this is no good." And I'm like, "It's an apple. How is it not good?"
Oh, yeah, no,
so I look at the package and it says 100% apple slices. So I'm like, it's an apple. And then so I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna leave this thing on the counter for just a minute because I'm curious. So I left it on the countertop. And what does the apple do? Immediately it oxidizes, right? So what we breathe essentially is what kills us. What will rust a chair. Anything at all that oxygen touches in abundance, what happens? It starts to decay and rot away. So I leave the apple out. It doesn't turn brown. A few hours pass by. I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and see this thing in the morning. I wake up the next day. It looks like a crisp apple, just fresh out the package. Like I just sliced it fresh. Now you tell me that that's 100% apple slices. My daughter picked it up because she don't ever eat that stuff. She was just a kid. I mean, she had to be, I think, like 3 or 4 years old. But that'll just go to tell you how much junk is in there. Do you think that McDonald's, Burger King, Wendy's, Taco Bell, Chick-fil-A, Zaxby's, whatever, do you think any of them have your health in any interest whatsoever?
Nope.
They don't. Don't trust in them to deliver athletic performance through protein. It will never work. But if you can really work on this at home, you will save yourself a ton. They've made chicken so easily available now in a million different ways. And it's faster to go in a grocery store and check out than it is to stop at a drive-thru anyway. If you didn't know this, I've timed this. Okay, I have timed this. So if you went into a grocery store and you picked up, I call this battle food. If you picked up some beef jerky or if you picked up a rotisserie chicken and you ate just the breast, you'd be 10 times better than you would be ordering something. And guess how much cheaper it is?
A lot more
So
cheaper.
for my juniors and seniors that drive, you want to keep burning your money while eating fast food and looking like crap and performing like crap, that's on you. Okay? But I'm giving you the answers. Right? They have chicken packs where you ain't even got to do nothing but crack the thing open and they got different flavors. Okay, so what? Youth athlete, you'll burn right through the flavors. I'm not worried about that part of it, but get the chicken. Right? Get it. They have so many different varieties and different ways you can do that. Just check your canned meat aisle, go get rotisserie chicken, go get some boiled, they have boiled eggs already peeled. You ain't even got to worry about that. They got so many ways to do this stuff, and yet nobody wants to do it, but yet you want to perform like you are doing it. And that's what's wild. So find a way to get into a grocery store and get you some good stuff. Now from here, we have the other options, okay? And I'm gonna go ahead and go with this next protein option because I want to build this solid tree. Okay? So what would be the next thing for me to really work?
Rice.
So well let me go ahead and refresh. So as far as like regular meat stuff, I'm gonna leave it alone right here. Yes, steak would be fine. You know, here and there, beef would be okay. Here and there, turkey beef, here it's good. You know, but these two I need you to work on. See that? Incorporate that in your meals. Now, if I was to go into another category of protein, some of you said it in the beginning, you think about protein shakes. I'm going to tell you that chocolate milk. Okay, here's the data. Here's 100% raw fact. Chocolate milk has outperformed protein shakes over 100% for about 50 years running, and yet people will buy protein shakes over drinking chocolate milk.
And it's cheaper.
I don't know why. And you know how much protein shakes and protein tubs I sell every month owning a gym? I sell tons. You know why? Because it makes money. Not because of any other reason. Because no matter what, you're going to go ahead and do what you hear and see from everywhere else. But if you were like, hey, Coach AJ, I got a real question for you, man. Should I drink chocolate milk? Should I drink a protein shake? I'd be like, drink chocolate milk. I'll save you money there too. And people tell you can't do this on a budget. I'm telling you can get lean, jacked, and ripped on a budget. Your parents cannot say a word about this. I've proven this theory for over 20 years. I've proven it. It can work. Chocolate milk has outperformed it for a lot of reasons. Number one, protein shakes fall under what we call as GMP manufacturing, which is good manufacturing practices by the FDA. It is an actual regulation that they only have to be 70% factual to label. Now ready? I'm going to go ahead and give you the next step. Your body in bioavailability takes protein, right? Because we learned that the other week. So your body then takes that protein, and in bioavailability, do you know how much you actually digest? 50% at max. 50% because of this right here. Your amino profile is not high enough in a protein drink, no matter how you cut it, which means if you don't have enough amino acids inside your body will never break down and be able to absorb the protein, which means now you're drinking just powdered crap.
Nice.
And I hope it tasted so good, because that's about all you got out of it was taste. That protein drink that says 20, ready? Do the math. 20 grams of protein in a protein shake, ready? 70% factual to label brings you down to what?
Like
14 grams, okay? Now we're gonna shift into 50% bioavailability, which now brings you to?
7.
7, which means you just paid $3 for 7 grams of protein. that's messed up. That's messed up. I probably just blew everyone's head. I mean, look, I'm going to tell you right now, one of the craziest things, now there is some protein shakes out there in the market that can break that statistic. There is, but the reason why is because they put a higher level of
aminos
inside of their product. And most companies will not do that because the cost of it will drive up immediately. Some of those brands would be Nature's Best ISO Pure. I always mention that because that is probably one of the most bioavailable proteins in the market, but that crap is so expensive. It is so expensive. But man, that stuff works. If you ever want to see a protein shake perform, that's the jam. Now another quick story is GNC put out a product years ago called Waybolic Extreme 60, I believe was the name of it. And the reason why that product worked is because there was another product line that came up with something that had leucine in it, which is protein availability. That's the amino acid that allows you to actually take on more protein. And nobody knows that. And this stuff can get really over your head. Bottom line is, leucine, so your 3 branched chain amino acids, which makes up protein, is leucine, isoleucine, and valine. Leucine is for muscle protein synthesis. If you increase your body's leucine, that means every ounce of protein you drink can now be absorbed. There's another real training muscle performance hack. So if I was sitting there with a diet plan and I was like, man, how do I get more leucine in someone's diet? How do I do that? If I do it, right, and you can break down and get every ounce of protein you've ingested, how much faster would your muscles grow? How much more fat can you burn? How much faster can you recover? How is it that that pitcher can go out there and throw 50 pitches like a stud and come back the next day and it don't bother him nowhere near as much? Right? How do we get to that level? There's secrets behind this stuff, right? And I'm telling you them right now. I'm giving you some advantages here. So if we can focus on getting some items up, so chicken, fish, chocolate milk, those things will help increase the body's leucine availability, and it should help absorb other proteins even faster. Does that make sense? It's pretty straight up. That's a lot though, right? That's a lot. And I'm not expecting everyone to remember that, but if you ever wanted to ask me at any point in time throughout, just ask. I will gladly tell you, okay? But this is how it works, and I promise you, there's going to be people out there that will tell you all sorts of wild stuff about drink this protein shake. Another big myth, weight gainers. What makes you think that you're going to digest the bioavailability of that? How do you think you're going to do that if you don't have the right amino profile? You can't. Weight gainers still today are one of the biggest wastes of money unless you're taking all the other stuff right. It's a waste. People do it all the time. I need you to focus on as much raw protein as you can get your hands on so the amino acids can really work for you. All right. Does anyone have any questions? So this is phase 1 here, all right? So with aminos, protein, this is going to be the roots and the baseline of our muscle and performance. Yes?
What types of fish do you prefer?
So it's a great question. What type of fish?
Tilapia?
Okay. Tilapia is not good.
No?
No. Tilapia is a garbage fish.
That's what my mom used to eat.
It's different fish. Ready? Salmon. Tuna's okay, a little high in metals.
Flounder?
Not the best, but it's okay. Salmon's 1. Ready? Cod.
Cod.
Cod. C-O-D.
Goldfish?
They're like mahi. Mahi's good eating fish. Okay, it's dolphin. Right? Good eating fish. And there's a whole bunch of other ones. It's freshwater fishermen. All right? So little bass, right? Trout.
Bass. Some bass.
Catfish, not so much. Okay, so the question was chocolate milk. What am I referring to? Because there's so many different kinds. So almost every test was done based off of casein, or casein, which is a slow-burning protein, comes from bovine, from a cow. So usually that's where the test would come from. So regular plain Jane chocolate milk. However, if you're someone that has an allergy or a dairy issue, lactose intolerance, you can probably find the same type of stuff through almond, chocolate milk, or if it was oat chocolate milk. There's plenty of other ways to get it in. However, the studies are based off of pretty much regular plain Jane chocolate milk.
What brand do you recommend?
Anything you want to, really.
Yahoo!
I'd say any time. Does that work?
Yahoo is not chocolate milk. Or you?
Alright, so real quick, so aminos, right? So when we get to this next portion, as we go up, we're going to talk about the trunk of the tree, okay? What macronutrient do you think that is?
Carbs.
Hey, good job.
Carbs. Carbohydrates is going to be the next most important piece of that muscular performance that we need to address. Okay. All right. Any questions pertaining to protein? Do you want to know how much you should eat?
Yeah.
Would that help? I mean, I thought somebody was going to be like, you guys aren't even playing well today.
Body weight plus 20.
All right, everybody push up position.
That was I was being serious.
Listen, you're not in trouble. Push up position.
Can I stop the video?
You're not in trouble.
Oh, man.
Push up position, ready, down, up, 0, try it again, down, up, 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 on your feet, have a seat and chill. You know why I did that? No, not because of Ben.
Because y'all aren't asking questions.
Because you're not asking questions. You should be engaged right now asking questions. This is an opportunity for you to get better. So how do you know? Okay, so the general rule in general health. General rule of general health. So if your parents are watching this video, or if the faculty was watching this video, or if another coach is watching this video, 0.6 to 0.8 grams of protein per pound of body weight. So per pound of body weight. Okay, that is the equation for a standard, regular, everyday person. So how much do you weigh, sir? 210. So you would be eating approximately right into the range of 180. And are you getting that in? Okay. Athletes, generally, you need to skip into the
Boy.
I say for safety, 1 to 1.5 grams per pound of body weight. So guess what your homework is?
I don't know.
To find out how much protein you're eating, and I want you to go ahead and do how much you're eating. Give me like today or tomorrow, okay? Write that down, and side by side, I just want you to look at what you have to go to. Now, do you think I'm going to tell you to try to get it all in starting tomorrow?
No.
Heck no, because there's no way you're going to be able to stomach that. Either that or your teachers will be calling me like crazy because you'll be farting and crapping all day at school, and I'm not going to listen to that.
Let's go.
Yeah, it's not my jam. I don't want to hear nothing about it. I need you to go slow. So at what rate should we slowly increase this at?
Plus 10. Plus 10 a day. Plus 5.
10 a day is probably okay, but probably more like 10 grams per every few days. Let your body get used to it. Your body's not going to jump in and just accept it. That's why half of y'all that wait till last minute to start throwing, start focusing on your drills. If you wait till last minute to work on these things, your body will never catch up to it in time. That's why they have this thing called preseason. And that's why they have this other cool thing called an off-season.
Oh.
Where, yeah. And you know what's cool in the off-season is you should be working really hard on your weight training, your speed training, your nutrition, your mobility. All those things, you're supposed to be doing them all in the off season, which if you're not actively playing baseball and you're actively in an off season and you're not doing those things, you're hurting yourself first and then your teammates second. Think about that.
Boom shakalaka.
All right. Any other questions about protein?
Somebody asked a question.
I mean, you're a senior, right?
Yeah.
Lead away.
How many aminos do we take a day?
How many aminos? That's a horrible question.
Yeah.
I know you know that. No, seriously. So look, how many aminos? Listen, there's no general range because there's so many categories. You have BCAAs, essential and non-essential amino acids. There's categories of these things, so you don't want to overload it because what do you think is going to start failing to try to process it all?
Your heart.
Kidneys and your liver. Your kidneys and your liver. You overload it too much and it can become a problem. What kind of rice is the best for carbs?
White rice.
Brown rice is the best
for
overall athletic performance, biochemical performance, okay? What Rosie is talking about is more of an aesthetic performance. Usually, if you were somebody who was trying to compete into bodybuilding, something like that, then white rice is usually better, which is totally opposite than what you hear, which is also the reason why I'm teaching these classes, because everything that you think is right is probably not.
How many grams of protein do you, like an estimate, because I know there's no way to tell you that, but like just in a chicken breast part like that big?
So that's a good question. Like how much protein can you tell based off certain sizes? So I've always told people that you can generally measure something by the palm of your hand, okay? This is gonna be about a cup of almost anything. So a cup of diced chicken breast can land you in between that, I think 2.5, 3.5 ounces of chicken breast. So you'd want to go a little bit bigger than that. 4 ounces of chicken breast, depending on where you get your chicken from, or excuse me, how it was raised. It can be anywhere from 22, 24 grams of protein, and then upwards of into the 30s, up to 32, 34, and up to 36 grams of protein for 4 ounces of chicken breast. So your quality does matter, okay? Quality does matter. Think of everything you eat as the same as the repetition you take in the game. Think of it like that. If you take a quality rep, you're going to get quality results. It's always quality over quantity. Same thing with chicken, right? If I can have quality chicken and quality fish, I should get better results. It's way better than eating a lot more. That's a very good question. Any other questions about protein? No? Good. All right. We're good.
Oh, she needs to get in.
Kill the camera.
Yep. Hold on.
You can wait on. Kill the camera.
Oh, yeah.